Team France, they have their work cut out for them against this squad because USA, they have a lot of depth and they have a lot of skill.
Now USA are one of the big favorites
chat, here
along
we go.
with the South
It's time.
Korea, but USA just, they had public tryouts which were so incredibly competitive. Like they have, what, three tank players, quote
wait,
unquote.
is this an
If you count
Arista comp?
that Dante could come in as Doomfist maybe.
Jamal,
But
there's another
we
missing.
start
Thank you.
on
Appreciate it.
Busan downtown with some Junker Queen out of Ben Best. We don't get to see that too often. Usually back on his, Washington Justice days, it was a lot of Reinhardt.
Yeah, so Ben Best is in that lineup. I must have missed that one. So that means they're playing completely differently to what we saw from them yesterday. They're going to want to play fast with this Junker Queen. Speed boost in with the shout. There they go.
There they go, but Avo, probably why you sub him in. That hit scan. Although
Wow, what a start.
wasn't in
A
the
Junker
Overwatch
Queen
League,
comp.
it's
Chat,
such an
I
important
expected
hero
like a
to play
Reinhardt May
downtown.
rush
You can
comp.
dominate the top
I
of
did
that
not
building.
expect a
You got
Junker Queen comp,
sightlines
did you?
around the map. It's difficult to maneuver. Seems like USA haven't been affected too much. The first cap goes to France, and using that speed, they dash on right to Hydron, forcing out his jump. USA don't have a lot of, well, space until Kaluja decides to go to the point by himself. Now has reinforcements, but is below 50% health. Doesn't have a lot of armor. But with that immortality,
Interesting so
wasn't
far.
sure how
France
Kaluja's
took the
gonna
first
do
team
either.
fight.
And France now rotating behind.
And they're just
I'm gonna be honest with you, this was not the comp I was expecting to see from the get-go, but it might just be on this map specifically that you have to run this comp. Keep in mind, one of the cool things about Koth maps in general is that the comps can change based off of each one, right?
After that initial take, USA, I mean,
Like,
they just kinda
each
played
map
this
has like a
count
different
going
comp that
around
kind of
the
dominates, and this is what we're
staircase,
seeing right
I
now.
don't think Pac is gonna get out, but good retake by USA.
Yeah, they didn't have the healing, but they didn't need it. They got the picks. They had the positioning in that moment, and you're going to see a switch out from Ben Best as well. Doesn't want to play the Junker Queen into the Orisa. It's a unfavorable matchup, so they go back to their Sigma style that they were known for, you know, just recently, yesterday.
Back to Sigma.
I'm
curious on this one. I thought they were going to run like a much different comp on that one, but I guess, I mean, it makes sense. USA is going with the, okay, that's a really aggressive play. So it sounds like, you know what it is? USA likes to play this really aggressive play style, and they just like, they like playing it with the Orisa comp more than the Sigma comp. Because, I mean, Kaluj is a really good Sigma on top of that, you know what I mean?
Uses Dragon Blade, but Pac is hesitating, and France are losing bodies. USA haven't really had to use their DPS ultimates, but let's see what Kaluj can do. Good Terra Surge really splits up France even more. Fantastic spear.
So I think they could probably go into each comp, but they like the Orisa comp because they can play really aggressive. Yep, Brock?
They just use all of their ultimates slower.
Yep, Brock?
Barrier went out from FD God. Ultraviolet, not known for his Lucio, uses that bit a little bit later, and that gives USA the advantage. They have control of the room. There's nothing France can really do, but now there's a window here for Team France. Pac, he has that Genji blade, no sound barriers on either side, but Sugar Free can match with his blade of his own, and we know how good Sugar Free is.
Okay, they're going to be very aggressive with the blade, yeah. I don't think they're going to use Sojourn. I think Blade's going to be the aggressor they have to do. Actually, no, as I say that, they use Sojourn. I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're going to use Sojourn first. Meanwhile, Sojourn.
Maybe worried about Hydron, who has got the
France used Blade, though, so I'm very curious to see what's going to happen on this one.
Speed of Ultraviolet, jumps back on top, tries to dodge the accretion of the Sigma. Here's Sugar Free shining bright.
And that's going to be good enough. Has a dashy set.
That's more than enough work for USA.
I want to say that USA is going to be able to take this first map.
Yeah, and at 85% encounter, USA,
France has window, but they're being aggressive. This is a great play by USA, recognizing that they're out of position, still don't have the spawns. They have to play close. So USA just gets really aggro and makes a play like that. That was very, very well played. I don't even know if they can maybe touch point with the Genji and the Tracer, but I think as long as USA doesn't go in hard feed, they're going to be able to get this first round. I expected to see the Sigma comp from them. I didn't expect to see this comp, and honestly, they're playing very well. Good start for USA. Good start for USA. France had a good opening, but then like USA just played aggressive and they just couldn't handle it.
It was just a wall that France couldn't break through.
Yeah, and USA just using their ultimates better and better and better than Team France. It just felt like they had a little bit more synergy and coordination. And, you know, we just heard from Emily talking about Team USA. They have a lot of experience playing together. A lot of them are friends. So there is that synergy that they have from just playing in the Overwatch League, but also just understanding and being
a good match right now, chat.
To be able to play as a whole unit. Now, we're going to see switches coming out from France, and we're going to see Ben Best go over to what I would consider his signature hero, over to the Reinhardt.
Yeah, that's what I remember him being subbed in for, but there's so many good options.
Orisa,
I think, is more flexible when you can have the range damage,
better of it.
more sustain. Yeah, if that's
Orisa may bash it. Okay, it's very interesting. Remember how we talked about how like a lot of the regions will play different comps in general?
And
This just goes to show you, like, earlier people were like, oh, why are we seeing, like, only one comp? And I'm like, what do you... I've seen so much variety in the World Cup matches so far.
With the wall, you can isolate your players just like Kalush here.
Mei Bastion's a really good comp, though. But they're running the Genji Bastion. The trade-off is that Genji can help against the Bastion, and you don't run the Mei. So I'm not surprised to see this comp they're running. Sugar Free is also a really good Echo, too, so you might see they have to go Echo if they need to, but, I mean, just what a great start by USA. Like, just what a great start.
Or I should say round. This is going to be troublesome for France to attack it again.
Yeah, because it gets difficult here for the team trying to reclaim the point because there's two very small chokes that you're coming out of and they can see you coming. You can see USA waiting at the top of the stairs, waiting for Team France. They're going to have to use so many resources to just get out the door. They use the wall to cut off the sightlines. That's a great play from France.
Matrix, I wonder how much space is going to be created, but this neutral fight is also decided by the Bastions. You can punish these rotations as someone out in the open. It was Sugar Free. FD got able to chase it down.
A good window? I actually think France is gonna. Yeah, France is gonna take this team fight.
Spraying and praying as USA caught in the open.
And honestly,
hoping to keep
okay, so here's where we're at right now. France doesn't have beat. I don't know if USA has this. If USA hasn't tracked beat right now, they might just be. They might. You might just see USA right up here really fast with a javelin spin, window, and blade. Just to retake this, because they know there's a time in here, but they don't know what the percentages actually are. Right?
Amplification matrix. USA
they don't know what those percentages are.
Drop that one early to give them some
There's the
space.
window.
Hey, Matrix, this scares the heck
It's a good window. I mean, it backs them off. Gives them the map control. Hydra's going to use the...
Hydra maybe even getting them low here with the artillery strike.
There's the blade, yeah.
And he's popped up too. USA taking fight after fight and committing more ults. Here's the Dragon Blade.
Ooh, that's tough.
Surge, not ideal, but
yeah, I feel like that's one of those team fights that France needs to recognize that USA just kind of used a lot of ultimates, and the best play at that point is just to save your ultimates to get a little bit of an ult advantage. But using that Arista ultimate a little bit aggro like that causes that type of issue, and here we are.
FD God does pop the sound barrier, but it's just a second too late. Then Benbest, also using the Terror Surge incredibly late. So now they don't have big ultimates to get back.
USA is going to regress. They might even regress with beat. No, they might disengage the Mail. I think they're going to play disengage Mail.
Yeah, USA came
but they have Arista ult though. This is tough. They have two options.
France, what do they have cooked up? At least getting out of the doors is good, but the Terror Surge has everyone.
Yeah, but there's a window there. Okay, they had a beat.
And they placed the Blizzard at their feet.
They kept the Mail. Yeah, they
USA a little bit, but with the sound barrier.
There's the Bastion out. Genji's gonna go for the Bastion.
Here's the artillery strike from France. Maybe finish off some of those targets. USA are down.
That was a tough one. I feel like they needed to be extremely decisive with that, and they kind of were. But I actually think France did a good job there. Like honestly, I actually like the way that France played that. Because that didn't seem like it was going to go in their favor. They need to back up now, though.
You can see they understand how they want to get into
Bastion window. They're just going to do. The thing with USA is they constantly have a window.
Limit France's ability to step into them.
Okay, so here's where I'm at. If USA loses this team fight, France will be in a good spot. But I think USA has too many good ults.
Yeah, coming up. Also got to keep Sugar Free in check. He's looking for flanks. Here's the artillery strike from Hydron. There's a lot of targets in these close quarters, and at least you're making them dance around.
I gotta give credit to France. That was a great disengagement. They need to sustain. They need to
trapped in this small room. And USA.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Flip the point, but somehow as Kalush
the way that USA just played was really, really well played, and the way that France disengaged that so perfectly was impressive. I have to give them credit on that one. That was an impressive play. And now they have a window versus Blade, but look at the other ults. They have beat for Blade and Mayel coming up.
Ready, see Natlox placing it down. USA want to break through with the Dragon Blade to scare them away from it, but the sound barrier is used and the Terror Surge. That is a lot invested there by France, but only a few more seconds left for them to defend. And USA
race
to touch. It's up to Kalush, but he's only one man. And France seconds away from taking round 2 and forcing the decider.
And you can see France feeling a lot more comfortable on this composition. They understand how to play around each other. Blizzard down late. They need to keep Benbest alive because spawners are going to come in from Team USA.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That was just those disengagements by France were so good.
Match going on right now, Lemon.
MT, thank you for the $5. Appreciate it. Thank you. First time catching the stream live. Hope really enjoying the content. Thank you.
I think the Blizzard was something they were able to defend themselves well with.
Yo, that was a really good play.
Coordination and also just the Bastions being able to kick off these fights.
That was well played. I have to say, like that was good.
Between the two.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and now we're going to see potentially Team USA switching over. They are playing double flex supports with Ultraviolet and RuPaul in this lineup.
Hugh, thanks for the free
Very
sponsor.
mechanical players. And if they go over to this Sigma with the high damage output of the supports, they're going to try and spread themselves out and make it impossible for France
Sigma
to
versus Sigma.
move around the map.
So we're not seeing the double comp there. We're seeing
how they want to play this round.
All right, chat, I want you to see how Hydron's going to play this. Hydron's going to sprint around the map like at all times. Just watch. The thing is, though, is haven't we seen Pac have really good Hanzo games before? So Soldier can struggle a little bit against a Hanzo that's hitting shots.
Up against Hydron, already on the Pac side, taking initial damage, may give up this position. Now the Sigmas will have to duel for this drum position for the point, where you can defend this for a long time. Pac gets that headshot that we were talking about against Hydron on that left side. That was an important duel. This is a power position that looks over the point. USA can also counter-rotate to the
Jalen, thanks for the free sponsor. Thank you, appreciate it.
Seem to still want to push Pac away, who's now...
So the idea, just to give you an idea, chat, the idea behind the Soldier 76 is just to run around the map. Like, what you're going to do when you're playing Soldier 76 is just sprint around, take like 20% worth of damage, run away. And you're seeing France run a very similar comp there. You're just going to be taking the off angles. That's the whole design behind the comp, is just running around the map, doing that. Problem is that France kind of went to where USA was, and that's why you saw that. But now you see Hydron getting 3 picks. If they showed where Hydron was at right now, over on the other side of the map, kind of.
That's winnable for you.
And it sprints around and then rotates around.
Hydron comes back on the off angle, just able to pick at Team France, and they just couldn't hold up to the amount of
that's the strat.
coming through.
So, like, look at the map. Right now, you see Hydron and Ultraviolet playing together on the bottom here. They're going to rely on the pylon and the healing station to keep them alive. Right? The BAP is going to stay kind of in the middle, and then the tank is going to be aggressive to bait out any of the clones that we need to. And now watch the Soldier. Just sprint around the map. Just sprint. Back away, sprint. Take a couple shots, back away, sprint. That's how you play Soldier 76, right? You can't sit there the whole time. Great ultimate. Oh, they windowed that?
Down, and so was
oh,
the rest
no.
Of France, caught off guard by USA taking these.
That's how you play that. You keep rotating that over and
USA
over
really starting to get in their groove now. This is where they should feel most comfortable on these heroes. Kaluj is a self-proclaimed best Sigma in the world, and we're starting to see glimpses of that right now in this
Kaluj has a very good Sigma.
Look how forward Hydron is. And there's not really any punishing that. Avo will be on the Soldier V. You don't want to chase that down. USA, especially FD God, has to be careful and mark these
I want to see what France has right now. Hanzo wall, but like, where can they find a good Hanzo wall here? I think they need to use it to interrupt one of the off angles, and that's it. Just get it to make an off angle not obvious.
Maybe you'll get a random pick, but
yeah, the Yari has to push in, and that was a great reaction by the Yari. So the Yari recognized that, and what I mean by recognize that is basically realize they can't just stay there.
Ooh! 1v2. Okay, well, he's got some.
Oh my! That was a great reaction by Ultraviolet. Basically recognized and you can't back away into the Hanzo ult and stay there. So you ult in the air to use that reposition.
Benbest gonna do his best with the grab flex, but not putting too much of a dent into USA.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden, Benbest is caught in no man's land, doesn't have anywhere to go, does manage to take down RuPaul as well. So some big individual plays coming from Team France. Are they going to be able to
Wait
touch?
a second, is France turning this fight around?
Play from
oh, almost got the healing pylon. Okay, that's huge. Now it's going to be a 4v4.
Scares USA away.
Oh, watch out. Don't 1v1 the support there. That's not the play.
Spots UV on the right, and this is not even a duel. He's confident in.
You know it's bad when the Soldier 76 is afraid to run at that Ayari. Like it just at no point did that Soldier 76 want to run in there and 1v1 in the Ayari at any point. At zero, at any point was that happening.
Team USA.
It was interesting to see Benbest.
Honestly, a lot closer than I think people thought, but at the same time, I think France is a really good team.
And it's been cool to see RuPaul just grow as a player in terms of skill-wise, and also as his whole career just so fast. Like, he's blown up, along with Ultraviolet, who has been always just the most respected player. Like, if you've watched Contenders, if you support Tier 2, like, Ultraviolet has been the GOAT for so long. Then you got, you know, Sugar Free, Rookie of the Year, no big deal. Like, this roster is so stacked. It's insane. France, you gotta hope that they can put a good dent. Now they got that leader of Poco in the
game
lineup.
time.
See on this map choice how it'll go.
Oh, that was just shooting into the flock of players, hoping for something. Doesn't end up finding anything, but Pac is actually leaving the spawn on the Symmetra, so there seems to be an idea here of what they're going to do. First of all, it's going to allow them to TP onto this left side, and boom, there you go.
Well, that's certainly a start. The TP, oh, they're running the TP Bastion strat, okay.
but it doesn't look
Do we
so.
see a swap
So
to
USA,
Genji?
Because they're
No,
playing the
'cause they have
Sojourn and
this,
the Widow,
sim.
they're looking for picks. They're not looking to go in. They're just looking for the DPS.
By the way,
players
Jay, I
to
noticed
get
how once again
shots.
the teams
While
are backing
France,
up
because
past
they're
this
playing
choke.
the
I get
Bastion
asked that a
and
lot. Like,
Symmetra,
why back away from
they
that
have
choke?
to
Like,
go
play
in.
there,
They
play there.
have
It's
to
like,
utilize their
because this is a
speed,
very,
their
very
movement
common
to get
strategy
on
of
top
just
of
backing up to
USA
this part of the
and
map and just playing
It's a
spam and
little
sight.
trickier
It's
for
just a good
Sigma to
strat.
take the space.
Problem
You have to readjust that
is
shield.
that
This
France is already popping off a little bit here.
Become a brawl composition with the Lucio, the Symmetra that can move them around. That's how
Not
they
bad.
caught USA off guard, knowing that maybe these double hit scan, especially that Widow's going to come out. Not as mobile as the rest, and that's a free point A cap from France. USA didn't even want to contest.
Phenomenal game plan from Team France. They obviously came in, knew what they wanted to do, and they caught Team USA off guard. I don't even think many shots have even been taken from Team USA. Maybe one of the fastest first point captures I've seen on Circuit Royale in a very long time.
See how far this momentum can take them. Hydron on the flank, spots out the supports, and maybe even Pack, and now he's exposed himself, and USA have to head back. Hope to defend the end of point B, and not much contest coming out of Kalush to maybe stall
Waiting to
out,
see.
maybe around this corner, but they'll be down to this Amp Matrix from Natlox. He has it early. This is a long lane that USA have to hide in. They'll take shelter on the left side, but they've lost Ultra
This is
Violet.
tough.
They'll respond with their own Amp Matrix.
So, okay, let's look
here
at France
from
has
Lopal,
now.
but
France
it's
is going to
amazing
have Sim
disengagement
Wall.
from
Okay,
France.
here's what's going to happen.
France are more than happy
France
to
is
take
going to
that.
either
They pushed the
aggress with the
class
Sigma
so
ultimate
far
right
in
away, or
the
they're going to
second
use
point
the
as well.
wall
Now
once
they
Sim
can
gets
set
it and play
themselves up
aggressive
for
with
a
it.
teleport play
They might
with
just
Pack
get
on the
second point for
Symmetra.
free if they do this right.
Pack's gonna go in alone, put some pressure onto the Widowmaker.
They're gonna wall us off. If they wall us off, they get this for free. Yep.
There's the graph for Lux.
Sojourn's gonna get
from
rolled.
Poco,
It doesn't even matter at that point, right? Like,
and
Sojourn's gonna get
USA
rolled unless they really
barely
heck that
able to
up.
contest here at the end of the day.
Yep.
They are having to force their way through this photon barrier placed there by Pack. And
Okay, a bit
USA
unexpected so
haven't
far.
stood a chance so far. Haven't had a stop. It's France that have been controlling this.
USA
entire
has 4
game.
elf now, but France,
Photon
like,
barrier perfectly placed.
is
I
set
said
up to
Hydro
be
needs
able to
hit a
counter
shot.
them once they
He
use
can't
those
hit a
ults.
shot if there's a wall of shield sitting in front of his face, and right now, Team USA are getting absolutely run over with just
Holy
this
crap.
faster composition, and that's why you're going to see the switch from Hydron goes over to the Bastion.
Yeah, there's the
realizes,
Bastion.
I can't get anything done with how fast France is playing on the Widowmaker. I need to match the damage.
And even the random Bastion nades.
By the way, if you look where
that's
France is
just
stacked up right now, they're going
causing
to
Hydron
TP up somewhere.
a
They're
lot
going to
more
TP probably up to the
careful.
high ground, but they're going to take as much space as
It's a good
USA is giving
swap
them until they
because
make that
have the
play.
Grapplux of their own, and France are all grouped up together.
So they're going to take as much space as
Try and
possible
teleport out
until,
of
like, they're ready to go.
USA.
And until USA drops,
too
they can't make that
aggressive.
play. Then they're going to
France
TP up the moment they drop.
The USA are giving up.
Sigma
They've
dropped,
given up
and
the
they go
first
in.
corner and the
Bastion was
second
able to
corner. Now,
hit them right away with that, Ooh, Poco ate the shot. Yo!
By Poco, so there's nothing that Ultra
Now they
is
have the
gonna
high
get
ground
from
control. They're
that
going to probably bash an ult in a
France are just taking
second.
all the positions that they want. Now the
Ooh, the
Matrix
Lucio got
is
rolled,
pulled,
but-
and while they're all grouped up, Kalush lands
Okay,
them
you know
down
what,
with
though?
the ground flux, and finally USA get their
USA
first
played that well,
win all
but
map. And like you said,
they lost
just
a lot of
gave
ultimates.
So much space that it was one fight for point B.
So what
one
I think is
for-
going to
well, not
happen
even a
now
fight
is
for
France
point
is
A.
going to wait to build up their
This is
Sigma
going by
ultimate
very
with
fast.
Poco.
Yeah, and Team
They're gonna
USA,
let
they have
USA
used
do a
lot of ultimates
rotation
to
of
sort
a
slow that
window,
push just there as
and then
well,
they're gonna
the
do the
flux,
combo.
The overclock.
I think that's
and
what they're gonna
the
do.
Ahri ultimate. Now they have absolutely
that's what they're
nothing.
gonna
Only
do.
RuPaul with this amplification matrix. So France, how are they going to maneuver? They've been so smart with their TP so far. They're going to teleport.
We'll see. I could be
underneath
won. They
Team
might bash
USA,
it out early.
Take the positioning and get
But I
control
think
of the
they
cart
know
once
there's a window coming.
The turret
Good
placement
flip.
from the Symmetra there of Pack in case
Okay, they
USA
went
do
for it.
decide
They're
to
going
drop
for the
down.
Bastion.
The sound
Hey,
barrier
you know what?
and the
Okay. So they combo that with
artillery.
B.
USA getting overwhelmed again. Now using
the window's
healing
there,
of
though.
the
Like, it's gonna-
pylon to hold to their position and use the Matrix to fire back. It's just chaos, and USA just have better focus fire at the end. France were hiding and maybe weren't able to deliver as much damage.
That's what I mean. Once the
And
window's
either
there, you
way,
play it a little bit
France will have to
safer,
reset.
and then you just
A
let
much
them use
better
their ults, and you
response
come
there
back
from
with
Team
your
USA,
Sigma combo when
realizing
you do that.
France are trying to maneuver around them, so they actually push into them. Don't give them the freedom of just sitting in that room. And Pack actually got himself split off next to the stairs. They just couldn't keep him alive. So now all of a sudden, the clock starts to dwindle. That's 2 minutes.
I mean,
off
they
the
can
clock,
sim
but
wall
France
this.
still has 3 minutes
They're gonna
remaining
TP
because
sim
of
wall
how quick their
probably.
first
And
2
no,
points
they're gonna take high ground first.
Now
Yeah,
France
yeah,
can
yeah.
teleport, but they also have the photon barrier.
fake.
What a play.
Oh, and they just decide to speed right
Oh
into
my.
USA while Hydron
Chat,
is
they
in
just
take
got you
forward.
baited.
Foreman, he's the
I didn't
first
even
to
see that one
drop.
coming.
He's so immobile.
Oh
in that
my.
scene. France knew.
So
and
they threw a
pounced.
TP,
That
knowing that
5-4-2
USA would, like,
USA
overcommit to it, 'cause they
escaped
had the
without
last
having
few
to lose
team
any more bodies,
fights.
but France are
And when they
teleporting
did
into them.
that-
Grab Flux only focusing down Kalush, and he's just getting pummeled to
But,
death.
I mean, USA's
But
still
somehow
alive up
Kalush
here.
still lives on. RuPaul and Ultraviolet, great support.
Oh, nice.
And Ultraviolet holds on to that.
That was
window
such a good strat by
position,
France,
and he
too,
can free
but USA
fire
held
on
it.
that back line. Great disengage out of USA.
Yeah, Ultraviolet showing a little bit of a flick there onto the
Yep.
aggressive FD god Lucio, and now all of a sudden you're going to see
I mean,
a
what can you
switch
do at
over.
that
Pac
point? That was
goes
just a
over
good
to
play.
Genji,
Great strat,
Poco
though.
over to the Diva.
That strat
Very
won't work
different
again, though.
look.
The
It's more of a
USA won't
dive
overcommit
style
next
now.
time.
They're going to play as a unit and try and get on top
Diva
of
swap's
going to
be interesting here because the Sigma
difficult with
matchup
how
can
much
be really
damage is
difficult.
coming out. You see FD god
But they're just trying something
almost
different
always
now.
just trying to cross that distance.
Are they trying to get the Diva to go to the
There's
point?
a lot of poke coming out of Team USA, and look how forward Kalush is playing to stop them.
No, they're
all
gonna have
in
the
a
Diva flank
corner
behind.
that the artillery strike from Hydron can knock down. And the poke is just so strong too. You can't even discount what the flex.
France is
supports
going
of
for like a
USA are
last second type, but not
And
last
USA,
second,
they're
but
just
like a.
sitting on this high
They're
ground
building
waiting
like a
for France to get in.
semi-dive
And without
comp.
the
I don't know.
teleporters,
This is tough.
How do they close that distance? They need to go together as a unit. Use the Genji
This is tough.
deflex. Poco can sort of mitigate some of the damage on the Diva. But right now, it feels like they're just an uphill battle, literally, that they're never going to be able to close the distance unless they start getting some ultimates online.
Yep,
At least
exactly.
France were
They
able
need to
start
bait
that
out.
snowball,
They need to
which
get out
turned
some of
into an
USA's ultimates
avalanche
right now.
with USA's
Without
team
losing somebody on their
stabilized.
team right away.
Hydron with the
And but the-
Matrix, plus spraying and praying as France burst into flames, and they'll be back into spawn yet again with only being
The
able to
thing
get
is, though, if they
one
lose
kill
somebody right away and they
4-0
can't
in
build
these
an ultimate,
fights,
they're never going to
for
be able to
France
win the ult economy
even
because they're
scratch
always
the
build
surface
ultimates
of
off
this
of the ult
defense.
economy, right?
And USA have cycling their ultimates very
see what
well.
I'm saying?
Ultraviolet now has the Alari ultimate, so if France group up, all of a sudden they could end up getting hit by that big
And that
AoE
becomes
damage.
a part of the
Poco's
problem.
Going to need to be focused on eating that one. But even if they get through that, Kalush is coming up to the gravitic flux. So many threats they have to deal with for Team France.
And it's tough to forward face. Wait, FD God, did he just Ajax?
Oh, no.
Oh, this is tough.
It's so tough to have that front-facing tank, as I said, with Poco only having just limited amounts of Matrix.
It's just,
So
you
France is just
can't,
way more
if
exposed
you're going to
to
bait
damage
out
than they
ultimates, you
previously
have to be
were.
able to survive some of the ultimates to begin with to be able to build your ult or build alternate. But France is, for every single time they're baiting out the ultimates, that USA's building an ultimate off of it and constantly rotating those ults. Right now, this is the one opportunity France has to at least get the team fight. But look what the card is now. They haven't even been able to engage the card the whole time because of where they're playing.
All right, the last
So this
fight
is
for
like their
France after
overcommitment
several
now.
minutes,
This is
they're
where
gonna
France
just
is
go
going to
on the
overall
other
because they
side
need to.
and force, just try to get as much
USA is
leaders as
okay with this
possible
if they
while
lose
Poco
it,
takes the attention
but
and
I mean,
pressures them
even
back.
then, that was a great
USA are on
disengage.
the close side, and
Here's the
France
blade.
Now have the card contested. It's up to Pac to really pull through for France once and for all, and France have so many ultimates that they
Okay.
can maybe even make the full push with.
So
They have to use 2 of their DPS ultimates, but they are getting an advantage now.
They cannot lose anybody here.
Very careful.
this actually might go in favor of France for a second.
The spawns are going to be so
Because they're gonna
long for
nano
Team
the Diva
USA.
or the
They might close
Genji
this out
in.
for Team France.
Yeah, the Nano and Poco self-destruct just for that second
Yeah.
life. The Nano's given over to Pac, and with FD God, they hope to close the door.
Poco can eat this ult, though. Poco can eat this ult.
The Matrix
Yep.
couldn't support Kalush through the LOS. The
Still, though, I
artillery
think they've
strike
gotten good map
only
control. This is
weakens
gonna come down to
France.
just whoever wins these
USA seem to
1v1s.
have enough damage to maybe get a few kills, but only Sugar
Oh, the
Free
beat.
is there to contest the card one last time.
They
and
gotta
he'll
get on the
probably be
Tracer
there
and
to
the- or the
assist.
BAP.
But with the Soundberry that FD God was able to generate
Oh,
at
the
the
stall
last
has been
second,
so good.
France should have enough sustain. They just need to focus on these last 2 members.
Oh,
here
this
of
is so
USA,
close,
and
but the
France
dude
will
procs
be
the
able
hell.
to
They have the ultimate for Ultraviolet.
For France to finish the fight.
Poco has
Now
ult, though.
USA
Can
are almost
drop
back
ult on
at
the point.
full force.
Oh, the spawn doors are just too close for Team USA. France can't get the members down. The Diva Bomb gets ultra.
Oh, the shot!
Can do it still.
Itron, oh my god, that shot, but France pulled through also with the swap of the Tracer.
They're gonna go
of
Kiriko to try
Alvo
and TP there.
and Poco, that has been
Oh
that fresh
my.
anchor that they have needed. They will full
Lilac
cap
Ghost,
after
thanks for the
several
present.
minutes,
Thank you,
several
appreciate it.
attempts
What in
just
the
to get
world?
through the initial part of point C, turned into a great momentum push for them.
That was good,
Most
though.
drawn-out overtime fight I've ever seen. Lots of firsts happening here on Circa Royale, but Team France
That was good, though.
just
Holy
able to cap
crap.
all 3 points. And Circa Royale as a whole is a very difficult map to full cap. He's playing close, as we're actually going to get some replays of the last attack from Team France.
Yeah, this was when, is this right before the FD God Ajax? I'm not sure, but you see how Poco is not able to front face a lot of that damage. He always has to go around, look for boops, and I think Kalush was able to take a lot more pressure, and I think that's why USA were able to hold on for that long.
What was that replay?
An important flux, unfortunately, for Kalush to miss in that moment. So now Team USA, they are going to move away from the snipers, like I said. They're going over
So
to
they just like hit a button. They're like,
Bastion,
yeah, I'll
Sugar Free
just put
the
that
main.
on
This
there.
is a
Let's
very
see.
traditional way of playing the Sigma composition. You're just high damage output. You can wall up behind the opposition Sigma to cut them off from the rest of the team.
So they actually switched to the May Bastion now. So they're going to play the May Bastion comp with a little bit of that extra damage output. No disengage, though.
See France or maybe...
No, they weren't replaying what my Sigma ults are like.
Once again. Are they
Okay? Mine will get stuck to a random object across the map. All right?
Situation.
That was the least accurate.
Your Bastion to be in the middle of 5 people.
Okay.
Teleport, I think.
Onto RuPaul, takes him out.
Okay, I was like, where did they go? They kind of blended in with the white stairs there for a second. So France all split up, but managed to remove RuPaul, as you said, and USA know that they can't take that fight without that support.
And that's what France need to keep doing. They have the Lucio, they have the teleporters. They need to be proactive and teleport onto the backline of USA, find some punishes.
See,
so
even Cuss is talking about being
already for Team
proactive,
USA.
chat.
It's about
If you see my spectating videos, being proactive.
So far this match, they haven't been able to do it much. Poco goes through the teleporter, uses the grasp, but this time Team USA saw it coming.
He's got the speed of FD God. I like that FD God's also looming on that wall to try and boot people out of that shield. But France have lost that first
window.
Corner. Now ready to fire back with the Ant Matrix there.
Remember, France's comp is a lot of engaging and disengaging. Back and forth.
Yeah,
USA's comp's a little bit more poke damage. They're going to window now. They're going to try to get Eat out in a second with Bastion.
See it coming, fall back.
There's the window.
Ultimate advantage. Kalush goes up in the air from the gravitic flux.
Oh no, the classic combo.
Looks like they can, and now it's Team France who are
That's
losing
the
numbers.
right click at the same time as you pop window combo.
Confirm the kills.
They're not even going to use their ult here. They don't need
and then
to.
the Ant Matrix from RuPaul is beautifully placed to.
I mean, 2 minutes off the clock. It's still pretty good.
In that moment.
Good usage by USA there, using one ultimate to get that. Don't be surprised to see a snowball going through second here, just like the other one.
The card is rolling.
It didn't cost them very much. That's the important part. All of a sudden, they have a gravitic flux advantage, which is very valuable, especially when you're playing the Bastion. You can
get ready,
combo
chat. Here we go.
Gravitic flux. Everyone goes up in the air. They have to come back down, and the Bastion can drop the artillery right where they're trying to land. So keep an eye out for that one right here.
Kalush up too.
Did he just whiff that flux? Is that another whiff flux coming out of Kalush?
It happened. Listen, it happens. I'm telling you.
I didn't see that hit anyone. The artillery strike from Avo.
It happens.
USA forces them into a fight, and now the photon barrier is placed. France have a lot of protection, including the sound barrier.
Yeah, we got an ult domino. In case you're wondering if ult dominoes happen in World Cup matches, this will be on the bingo card.
What a combo from Team USA to make up for kind of the start of the fight that didn't work out. Now the cart will keep rolling. Maybe a point beat.
I told you. Listen, chat, it happens to me all the time. You're like, oh, I can't believe you missed Sigma. It happens.
This second point, sorry. They do have the amplification matrix once again. If they use this a little bit better, but RuPaul.
Well, no, it doesn't mean you're doing something right in your goal games. Like, you want to hit your ultimate.
It's difficult to fight back into this if you are Team France because your entire team is stuck in this choke. You're actually going to see Park teleport over to the left side, and USA are actually going to concede the positioning a little bit and just sort of step back, but they're coming back in with the Ant Matrix.
I like this Ant Matrix from RuPaul. You were hoping to catch France crossing in front of the cart to help Poco out, who's kind of on his own island there on the left side. Natlock's placing the Ant Matrix to help France fire back against USA. The shield still alive and well from Kalush, but he needs to defend Sugar Free while he's in that ice block form. He can't reposition in that moment, and USA are still alive. Now, they've separated France.
Chat, I will look into the idea of doing a live bingo card at BlizzCon if I'm co-streaming World Cup. I need to get like an updated card though. That would work a little bit more.
USA continue on.
You can see
I'm not going to promise I'm going to do that.
To play the slow
I'm not going to promise it, but I will look into it because I think people will like that as a video. Infamous, thanks for the 30 months to
They
finish.
will lose the long drawn-out fight.
Appreciate it.
They don't have as much healing. The Lucio doesn't do anywhere near as much healing as the Alari, and the Symmetra doesn't do any
just
range
miss your
damage.
signal,
So
it
it feels like right now.
All right, we got USA has. Ooh, look at this. Look at what they're doing. They're
game.
flanking around with their speed boost comp. They're trying to, but
and
the
USA
problem for
already have
France
the
is
high
that.
ground. France are on the coast side, and that's not really where they want to be.
I was gonna say is like they're gonna get funneled into an ultimate.
For Poco and Kalush. France just using the Bastion to try and break through.
Oh, there it is.
With this captive sun, Brock's on most of France, and they just burst.
Technically, that's a good team fight for France. If they can recontest right now, they're in a good spot. Ducky, thanks for the tier 1. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank
They
you.
need to win. France are going to have the closest spawns. They will get another fight, and they have a lot of ultimates to combo. They have the Gravitic Flux and the Bastion Artillery Strike once again. And you're going to see Team USA, they're trying to play it slow, play around their own advantages.
They're doing the combo. Bastion combo is so good. It's so good. They survived it, though.
And the artillery
oh, no.
just to send USA back a little bit. For now, USA just relying on this amp matrix, but France not inside of
They have May ult now if they want.
Strike from Hydron to maybe force some different positions
Yep.
out of France.
May ult to the point so that way they can't. Oh, yeah.
To try and stop anyone from contesting from the France
That was a good beat. That was also a great play by Pack right there. If you didn't notice, TP to the point, can't get frozen in time, TP's out of it. That was a good play.
They need to touch the point. Uses the Symmetra teleporter to touch it, slow down the cart, and then teleports out right before they get frozen. So that's just great heads-up play, understanding how to play around the Symmetra and deal with that sugar-free C9 Blizzard that we just saw. And now it gets difficult for Team USA. We saw how difficult it was for France to close out this third point. USA is going to have the exact same issue.
France is a little bit more about that speed boost type of style here.
Either. It's only Kalush with the Flux who's been questionable at best so far with this ultimate.
It happens.
USA wanted to take positions around poolside, and
I just feel better now because I also miss my ults all the time.
France
so
are going to give it up.
Happens, you know.
USA.
Good play. They're being really aggressive now, trying to take away their map control. So basically, what this does is it forces away their Sigma.
I don't even know where that went, but France are on the chase thanks to this Lucio event. Beacon. France can force the fight even if USA aren't ready. But it's currently USA who are up now 1, 2, and 3 kills as France couldn't finish off the targets. When it felt like France had USA up against the wall, it's USA that will be capping shortly with time to spare.
Did I just see a 20-player kill streak?
Play from the USA supports. Ultraviolet and RuPaul somehow keep Kalush alive. He was getting chased by the entire team of Team France. Keep him alive long enough, drops the Gravitic.
Did I see that correctly?
And then all of a sudden, it was a trap for Team France. It will go into overtime, and France will get another opportunity to attack because we are on escort. But Team USA, they're going to have a minute and 16-second advantage. So their backliners can play a little bit smarter, and we can see...
I mean, the Bastion kind of disrupts that play to begin with, and the May can really disrupt it.
Look at how far that lamp was from. The supports were nowhere near Kalush where they needed to be, but then Kalush just able to live long enough, just able to stay up with both supports.
Oh, my.
And then, boom, Kalush lives long enough.
I can't believe that. That was the difference right there.
And that's tough. I can't count the amount
of
times
was the difference.
I've missed, just jumped out of immortality. Just there's so many colors, so many people in front of me. You don't notice that barrier. But either way, France broken out of their spawn room doors. USA keeping eyes on them to see. Well, I guess it's not going to be a teleporter play.
Yeah, they're
just going to go for the May.
They want to just play the May. I think realizing that the Symmetra is probably not going to work a second time around. Just
this is a good play by France to go May. This is just you're mirroring the comp outside of they have an Ayari and you have a Lucio. Two different play styles in a sense. One's more aggressive, one can disengage better, but like one also has more damage output on shield.
Two behind Kalush would be huge, and that kind of misses. Kalush manages.
Now they can counter with their own May wall.
Left fashion show room.
Oh, that's a good wall too.
But I hope that they can build up this amp matrix, and for now,
good eat though by Poco. That's gonna give a good amount of overshield for a second.
And this could be what decides this.
I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm looking at the ultimates right now. There's a window coming up right now. If they don't get anything with this window, USA is gonna come back with a ton. And I mean, oh no! Don't, they might still have a May ult here. They might May ult window this. Oh my!
Such a big brain amp from Nalox.
Oh no, they windowed! Oh no! So that resets a really important ultimate here. I will say, though, one of the problems that USA is going to run into right now, or not USA, France, is that France doesn't have a May ult. So USA has a little bit of a slight advantage both on the Sigma ult and the May ult. You could argue they'll get beaten time, but like you do not want to be May ulted right now. I think France has to be aggressive with this Bastion ult, try to disrupt something and get an early pick. At the very least, try to force out the ice block for May, so that way you can get the May and kind of predict their ultimate a little bit sooner.
One, maybe 2 fights on the third point. So
oh no, though.
Ultimate matters. They need to stop this push right now.
Yeah, there's the Bastion ult. Good play.
Isn't going to matter.
Lavo is going to force USA back.
This buys time for May to get out. They're gonna have May ult. There's gonna be 2 May ults.
They want to be ready to engage off of this Blizzard.
There's gonna be 2 May ults. They have Sigma ult. This is USA's gonna have this. I think they might be able to use B. Wait, the rock!
He's not able to use the Blizzard. The sound barrier from FD.
Oh my! And then they get the May ult off. USA has to back up.
Around the corner, hoping to play as conservatively as possible.
USA has to back up. They don't have a May there.
They can contest again with the May wall. And the
what is going on?
Pack, does he win this fight for France? Point B, it's Captain. USA
Dritzen,
can't
thank
do
you for the
anything about it.
1,400 bits. Thank you, I appreciate it.
So smart from Team France. They realize they have the player advantage. Just drop the blizzard.
Honestly,
everything moving. They're trying to find another pick.
Oh no! That's gonna give him even more time. And now they have a window. Okay, so Chad, what's gonna happen here now is Poco's gonna have to be aggressive with his ultimate. Or what Poco has to do is try to back off the cart at the correct time here and use the ultimate to survive and lift up and prevent their Mayo from making a play. If not, the Mayo will get too much value, so you leave 2 on the cart, one be in the May. That way they make an ice block on the cart, and then you use your Sigma ultimate to prevent their ultimate from making a play.
Moving Sugar Free earlier on. Artillery strike from Hydron right on top of Avo. He's in the immortality field. He jumps down into the blizzard, or at least was going to be frozen either way.
That ult did happen, by the way. I think this is going to go in favor of USA.
It's so difficult for France to live on through,
but I mean, you could outside of capping the whole point, you couldn't ask for a better push
for France.
Can't be unhappy with that push. That was great.
You couldn't ask for a better push outside of capping the whole point. That was well played.
Regardless of the 2 and 2 minutes and a quarter,
thanks for the 13 months of tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it.
They're going to have to find some type of push where they find advantages and they're able to snowball it. Circa Royale, positioning is king. So if they're able to just continue to hold that position and find their advantages, they can do the same thing.
See what I mean about positioning,
chat? It is difficult. If France stay composed, they should be able to close out this map and take us to map 3.
See?
I like the switch up from France too. The fact that this may worked out, and when it's
Bot Keith, thanks for the Twitch present. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
This is how you play May, and I think just the fight planning we've highlighted from France, the May walls, the win conditions, realizing what USA have with that sugar-free blizzard, which felt like USA were hesitating on when to really throw that blizzard.
So here's how this goes, chat.
React and counter what France were doing.
Here's how this goes.
The initiative from France is what
USA wins this
so many fights. So wish that sugar-free blizzard came out a bit
they manage their ults correctly.
Well, I have to give props to Poco.
France wins this if they stack their ults
rock onto sugar-free. He was trying to drop
That's
that
where
blizzard
they're
on
at.
the second point.
USA has to be more proactive with their ultimates. France is either going to have to play really proactive or just stack their ults. They have 2 minutes.
Sugar-free falls, and from there,
you know, when you're on attack, your ultimate usage is a little bit different at the time, right? Because like, you need to push the cart. They know where they have to play now. They know that like at a certain point, they don't have to worry about trying to get an ult or stop them because they've already pushed a good amount. They're going to rush in. Yep. So I'll explain this strat. This is purely designed to build ult charge. Win or lose, that cart is already buying time on the cart. This is probably a good, I want to say 15, 20 seconds. They build up some ults. They're fine with that. They're maximizing the team fights they're going to have.
I like the idea there from France. They just weren't able to execute.
Yep.
That was a great rock from Kaluge.
Exactly.
Instantly hits Pack on the way out of the door. But that's what France wanted. They wanted to take an early fight because they know they can take a better fight at the back end of this first point. The one thing that they are going to have to be worried about, because Kaluge got that 4K, he's already 60% to a Gravitic Flux. If he gets that one way earlier than France expect, it could close out this first point very quickly.
And because that fight wasn't extended, Amp Matrix of Natlocks was a big win condition.
France is just going, we can easily just like sit here and contest point. That wall, okay, chat, I don't know if you see this right now. They have a sick flank going right now. I don't know if they're going to win the team fight with that flank, but they're going to be able to build more ultimates now. I will say, though, USA has done a wonderful job right now of being able to build their ultimates, and they are, the ult advantage is going well for USA. Remember how I said the most important thing for them was going to be their ult usage? Right now, they haven't even had to use an ultimate. If they can really time these ults correctly, they have a chance. Keep in mind, France can. Keep in mind, they're going for a third contest here to bait out ultimates. This is purely meant to design to build out an ult.
Captive Sun, but Natlocks probably has immortality.
They're okay with that.
Well, USA actually winning without
keep in mind, the reason why France is okay with this is because they're not in overtime spawns. They're not, press tab, that wouldn't do anything. So keep this in mind. They're in overtime spawns, not yet. I mean, they're not in overtime spawns yet, which means their spawns are still going to be quick, which gives them multiple team fights. If they were in overtime spawns, they would not have done that. They would have backed off.
Team France didn't commit anything to that fight. They just wanted to fight early. So we are going with 10 seconds remaining.
They're going to do another dry fight. They're going to do another dry fight.
And they have a lot of ultimates, but so does Team USA.
All right, the grab flux from Kaluge, FD, God.
The window's there because they already know the window was popped.
Just by himself using the Amp Matrix. Maybe Avo wanted a piece of it. Repositions. The Maywall still in his face, and France are still getting organized.
Ooh, I don't know here.
And this Captive Sun is just all over Avo, but France still did a good dent into USA. It's not over yet. It's 3 versus 3. It's up to UV, and Poco is the anchor for France, but for no longer.
Either way, it's fine.
Only have a few more
Look at France, though. They have wall and they have beat. I think France overcommitted a little bit of ultimates, but I think what happened was that became one of this is very winnable, this is winnable, this is winnable, this is winnable, this is winnable, and they went for it, and they almost did win that.
You have to believe that Team France has a big advantage in this
with the
fight,
wall. The
the
wall alone, they cannot lose anybody initially.
They're all together.
Here's the speed. Teleport fake.
They're second guessing the wall play. There it is.
Barrier splits up, at least keeping their half of the.
They're not going to use beat yet. They don't have to use beat. The wall is their beat right now. Then they're going to regress with beat right after once the window's popped. You're going to hear a window. They're going to pop beat. Now they just have to go try to get in the lane. If they don't, yep. France played that exactly what we were talking about. They did a good job of being smart with stacking ultimates and being able to win the fight off of that. We're going to a third map. Holy crap.
France played very composed. They understood that they didn't need to just blow the sound barrier and the photon barrier off the bat. They both do the same thing. They keep them up. They keep them sustained.
I love Costa.
On the cart. Get
See that?
Very low because he has to keep contesting the point.
The sim wall is your first beat. So if you double it up, it's not worth it. So you sim wall it.
Great team play from Team
and then you wait, and then they're going to have window at that point. You know it's coming. You have beat, and then you have to be aggressive and get in the lane.
Pushing Team USA this close to the edge.
CFD got in the lineup. That's been mostly Lucio that we've seen out of France. So USA, as long as they respect that spacing, they know how to disengage, which they've been really good at on Circuit Royale.
Chat.
I think USA can handle these fights a lot better.
Absolutely. And the player that I want to keep my eye on in this map is Hydron. So Hydron is going to play the flanking soldier.
Soldier, exactly. So Soldier's going to flank around.
They're just going to try and be a constant thorn in the side of Team France.
Not really going to over-engage.
Try and find picks onto the back line, while the rest
and
of
what
Team
France
USA
needs to do is recognize this and just go play aggro. But USA's comp is about survivability because they're running the Orisa. See what I'm saying?
Tunnel. France are a little bit split up. FD God is assisting Nico to rotate to mainly dual Ultraviolet, who's sitting at that top window. So sort of mini fights taking place at different areas. And France can do that because they're playing a Lucio.
There you go.
USA having Ultraviolet play at these off angles with the pylon.
Yep. Hydron will sprint away the moment they even look at him. Or if they engage in, he just stays there and does that.
Can just keep rotating around USA, but look at his aim. Just managing to take down Avo. That is a bulk.
You might see a trade here.
You
could see a trade here because they're LOSing. So because of this, it's now they have numbers.
This is all about focus fire, and USA just
and if you see Hydron's able to just flank around.
You can see why Kaluj is playing the Orisa.
The Orisa's about survivability.
For so long with the entirety of Team France running them down, and that just gives Hydron time to find those picks.
I'm on Twitter. Thanks for the 23 months of tier 1. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you. Good start for USA, chat. Good start.
Two different strategies
France does have window right now, but so does USA. I do think the Sigma comp benefits a tad bit more with the window. And if you look at the way USA set up right now, they're not even playing around that window too much. They're playing more off angles.
To take down Avo at the start of that fight.
Okay, well that's a start. There ain't no window coming from Team USA here with that one.
The rest of USA managed to run away, but Kaluj is in no man's land. Sugar-free should just try to die on the bot too.
What USA needs to do right now is get in the limb.
Hydron, wherever he is getting random.
That's huge. And the reason why that's so important is because now they'll have to back away at some point. Like they're gonna get a little bit of time, probably like 5, 6, 7 meters, but they're gonna have to back up until their teammates are back. The one thing going for them is they did have a Lucio.
To be able to punish either Ultraviolet or Hydron, they both
is the Lucio
tools of escaping
is one of the people that was there, so they're gonna be able to get the teammates right away. They have to back up.
Run away, and then all of a sudden
that's why it was so important USA got to the limb.
So USA really putting on a masterclass of how you play what has been dubbed shooter comps, where you just sort of spread around and just shoot the opposition and don't give them any
USA has
to
every
run you
single
down.
ultimate.
Yeah, USA are forcing these isolated duels where maybe the belief
they're gonna
in the
window
more
this,
individual prowess
and then Soldier's gonna have a flank during that. Keep in mind, Soldier's doing this just to be annoying there. It doesn't have to even can do 10 damage, but as long as that's the play that's happening, this is why it's such a good play.
Unseen, he has a tactical visor.
Results.
France are quite far away, and the ground flex from Poco's
missed the Sigma ult, like just. Oh wow! Oh wow! You see what I mean? Hydron could do 5 damage this game if that's the playstyle. Hydron has like a ton of limbs of damage. The point I'm making is that like that's why that style is so good. I think what you might see is you might see their Sojourn start to take this 1v1 against the Soldier 76. Problem, Ultraviolet, if you look at the map right now, is actually playing with Hydron a lot of the time. So you see that Healing Pylon, that's designed for both of them to benefit from that if, like, for some reason they fall back. So, like, you think the Soldier will be alone, but the Soldier can always get back to the team. And as you see that, the Soldier's flanking and killing the back.
Pretty forward Blizzard to at least get a kill onto Poco, but This is a momentum push for USA to say the least. 75 meters and more.
What USA's doing here now is they're just building up a huge like lead. So over Alton's okay for them at that point. If they get this to like 100 meters, they're like, okay, well now we've given ourselves 4 or 5 team fights at least before you can even remotely get back to like having a lead on us. And they're confident they won't lose 4 or 5 team fights in a row.
Unable to find a single pick. You can see FD God and Avo running down the flank, trying to get a pick here onto, I believe that's Ultraviolet? Yeah, Ultraviolet.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. The DPS trying to kill support there.
Ultraviolet's the one who gets the pick. How does that happen?
Ultraviolet and Hydron are menaces on this backline. France are trying to do a better job of marking that because that's how France have been losing. They lost
Ultraviolet just got 3.
Just to scare Hydron. They didn't even hit him with it. And France are continuing to struggle
and chat
because they're getting surrounded by USA.
Look at USA's ult percentages right now. I'm gonna be real with you. Unless France hits the sickest May ult right now, this might be the map already. Because they're gonna window, then they're gonna have a Yari ultimate, then they're gonna have all their other ultimates because of that window. They're going D because they know that's coming.
Mechanics on display by Team USA.
That's a good ultimate because the Tracer has to either recall or deal with that ult. Yeah, that's it.
It works.
That's it. That's just
third DPS as Team USA look to full cap at one of the fastest times I have ever seen. Team USA take the series.
Some of those concerns that myself and maybe others were having about Team USA, they seem to get squashed a little bit as we went on to
I will say Team USA really likes this Soldier 76 style on those maps too. That was a great match.
Mechanics and brilliance.